Again on with another breakdown. Now we go talk about these supposedly cicadas that they got right here, because I really do believe that they are man-made and they're there for some kind of destruction of the masses. We go talk about it with this supposedly sound, this kind of frequency coming from these bugs right here they call cicadas. And it's weird that they tell you they come from under the earth, and these people predicting how much of them gonna surface in what area. Can you believe this, people? Just like they read the weather and tell you a storm coming and where the storm basically going and where it coming from. Exact. The same thing they're doing with these bugs right here. And I told you, I do believe they create them. From the first time I understand these, I know already where they come from. It's a government creation. 100% bam. Let's get into this right here and I will show you some things. Just make it run. Now, when you hear that sound, people, a lot of people didn't understand this right here, and they don't understand it up to today, what that sound is, what kind of frequency is that. Now you see it right here with those bugs they call cicadas. That's the one they use, cicadas. This is the one they use to send off that frequency, and it sounds like electrical frequency to me. But that's the bugs that making that sound. That's not natural. No way it's natural. Pay attention here.
All right, we will soon be hearing a lot more of that. According to experts, 2024 will be the year of the cicada.
You hear that, people? It's the year of the cicada. They know 100% it gonna be there, and the amount that gonna show up. How did they know these? How did they know it's the year? It ain't show up yet, but they know the exact time and the exact place it gonna show up. Can you believe this, people? Most of these insects that's irritating the masses, it comes from these people. They're the one who create it. You have to understand it. From some other insect they mix up and to create this one right here. And they claim that it's come from under the earth and basically come out with wings and in the trees making these sounds that irritate you. You understand that? And if you notice, they always show you in movies these supposedly frequency that's coming through that the masses can't stand. They hold their head and their ears and everything. This is part of it right here. And like I say, it can get real irritable to your ears with these shit right here making noise in the summer. And I told you, all by design. Believe it or not.
Upwards of 1 trillion expected to emerge this spring.
Wow. 1 trillion of them expect to arrive this spring. They know exact the amount. 1 trillion. Can you believe this, people? Just like I break it down and show you them letting out mosquito from the lab, letting out bees, flies, all of these things. They show you them, capturing these insects and animals, chipping them and let them go. You don't understand what's going on in this world. Yes, you got it? Control environment. Everything, including the insects, was brought to you by these people on this side of the earth. You have to understand that. Listen right here, and you tell me this is a coincidence or is science and study make them know all this shit right here. Pay attention.
Joining us now to discuss it is Catherine Dana, cicada expert.
There you go. They even have an expert, a cicada expert. What did I tell you? They can't give you the news without a damn expert. What that tell you, people? It's a fake shit. Just to convince you of what they're saying is truth, they bring you a fake expert. And whenever they mention expert, when a faker show up, he got to smirk. Why? No, it's not no damn expert. It's just a faker to convince the dumb people. Listen.
Illinois Natural History Survey at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. Catherine, thank you for joining us. How is 2024 different from other years when cicadas emerged?
Tell us how you know.
I've been looking forward to this for many years now.
You hear that, people? She been looking forward for this many, many years now. You believe that, people? So they know they was waiting for these times. And like I say, you're going to see some things that you never seen. Or things that used to be, just a little bit. You're going to start seeing it more now. These are for the destruction, for the end time.
Listen. What we have is 2 different broods emerging in Illinois. So this is Illinois' big year, really.
So you hear, people, they know that it's going to be in Illinois. No science can tell you that, people. No science can tell you that these creatures are going to arrive in this supposed area, Pacific area, and even tell you the amount that's coming. Unbelievable, people. It's not hard to figure them out. It's not hard. Just pay attention and use your discernment. They're the one who create these things. They make it happen. Listen.
And these two broods have not emerged at the same time for 221 years.
Yes, so what makes you know this time that they're going to emerge at this year? Pacific time, man, in May. Unbelievable.
So no matter where you go in Illinois, it's going to be hard to escape.
There you go. Hard to escape while they're laughing at you. You see that, people? It's an all by design trick. Like I tell you, they designed this earth for you right here. No doubt about it. And like I mentioned before, you're hearing that cicada is not a comfortable sound. It basically, like I mentioned, I did a podcast maybe about close to 2 years now. I talk about these noise and these frequencies that's coming through. You don't get it, people. It's deafening the masses. It's hiding a lot of things. You have to get it. You're hearing these ringing sound all the time. It make your ears can't rest, meaning you can't concentrate. You understand that? And at least they tell you to meditate in this world and not concentrate. When you meditate, you're on nothing. Your mind is on blank. You understand that? Meditation is bullshit. And guess what? I guess you can meditate with that sound in the background. All bullshit for the dumb masses. But always concentrate on something. Don't do meditation. It's devil shit. Blank your damn brain. But like I say, with these supposed noise, background noise that you have no control of, it's hard for you to concentrate. And that's the reason why they do it. It kind of what driving the masses crazy. 100% in. When you keep hearing these noise, it blank your mind from thinking. I remember I talk about that supposed to be, paranoia, schizophrenic. Remember I talk about it? Paranoia, schizophrenia, what I tell you? Yes, those noise and the sounds that you're hearing is actually from you. What happened? You lose the ability to channel them and steer it. You understand that? You can't control it no more when you have that supposed to be, paranoia, schizophrenia. And that's part of it, people. All that noise and them things is hard for you to concentrate. So guess what? You lose your mind, basically. You can't control these things because you get torn off by these noise. And anywhere you go, the noise is there, whether by these cicadas or all the shit that they set up around the masses. It's part of what driving the masses crazy. 100%.
Why? What makes that, Catherine? Because it feels like we've heard in years past this is going to be a big year for cicadas.
Big
you
year.
hear every 200 years. What makes this so rare?
It's these two particular broods. So we have cicada broods that emerge every 17 years, and we have cicada broods
every 17 years. Don't tell me shit, people. It's them doing it. They're exposing themselves. They shouldn't say shit, but because they expect everybody to be dumb the hell down, they're not going to understand that smart people are going to figure this shit out. They can't tell you all these things unless they're telling you that they actually did it. 100%.
that emerge every 13 years. And you can go across the U.S. and visit a brood almost every year. We do it as a family vacation most years. So some years it's Pennsylvania, some years it's New York. But this year we don't have to go far because these two broods are going to be right here. They're going to take up most of the state. And it's the fact that these two broods are happening right at the same year that's really unique, and that these two broods have different life cycles, and there's going to be a small area that these two broods overlap.
So,
and just like they always tell you about these locusts and them things that going around eating all the vegetable, where does you think those come from? They can tell you the same forecast with them where they're gonna be. Unbelievable. They tell you where they came from somewhere in Africa, just like the dust used to come eat up all vegetation, all set up by the government people. They control you in here. We not control environment, everything. They give it to you. You understand? No coincidence.
To the state, but is there an area where they will be most heavily concentrated?
So in areas where there are older stands.
For cicadas, you hear every 200 years. What makes this so rare?
Hold on.
It's these two stands of trees, yes. But the best way to know if you're going to be in one of those really dense areas is to look at some of the maps that they have online. University of Connecticut has been tracking this for decades now.
There you go, people. They've been tracking it for decades now. And that's how they know it's here now. Can you believe it? How did they track them? Let's listen.
There's also an app called Cicada Safari where you can record where you see cicadas coming out and look at where other people have seen them as well. So it's a good way to kind of get an idea of where the really dense areas are going to be. Chicago is going to be pretty intense.
Okay.
Wow,
what is the impact of this, Catherine? I mean, do they eat plants? We see this video of them on plants and in trees. Are gardens, is there any significant impact that we need to be aware of here?
So I like to think of cicadas as soil aerators, right? They're making holes in the ground when they come out. They're
making holes in the ground when they come out. So guess what, people? These are dirt bugs, supposedly. And at certain time, these times they come out with wings on and fly. Wow, unbelievable. So where they come from? Underground? Listen.
They do feed on plants, but they have a straw-like proboscis, so all they're doing is drinking some plant juices. They really don't do much damage to the plant themselves. The thing that you have to worry about is just young fruit trees. And if you're planting any young fruit trees this year, you're going to want to make sure that they get covered with netting.
There you go, people. They're coming for fruit trees. They don't necessarily going to kill the trees, but they're coming for the fruit trees. Listen.
The thing that's great for a lot of our plants out there is that you're going to have a lot of fertilizer after these guys are done. There's going to be a lot of dead cicadas rotting on the ground, but that's going to help with the fungal and bacterial communities that...
What a dumb shit, people. So yes, they're going to die on the ground, dry up and everything, and they're going to be fertilizer. Can you believe that shit? Remember, the earth can't grow shit unless you spice it with some kind of chemical. Bam.
Are they coming back? That's the big question. We all know the sound from a swarm or brood of cicadas. Now, for the first time in more than 200 years, two very specific broods of cicadas will be emerging at the same time in 7...
Remember, all you get to know these things, people. They're the one who tell you about it. They're the one who explaining it. You understand that or not? They're the one who show you these things and explain it to you. You never understand it. Only what they tell you. So listen.
States. The last time they actually came above ground at the same time was when Thomas Jefferson was president.
Wow, there you go, people. When Thomas Jefferson was president, that was the last time so many cicadas come from the ground. What did that tell you, people? It's the government. That's why they mentioned that president that was around at that point. You have to understand. That's them did it right there, and I just could see the destruction in the back, FOX 666 in numerology, as they tell you right here that they create that shit 100% government.
Now by Michael Raup, the University of Maryland Entomology Department.
There you go.
He's our man, basically. Mike, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Hey, Sharon, it's great to be here. Hope everything's going well for you. I hope you're ready for some cicadas.
I really am not.
I hope you're ready for some cicadas. I told you they're mocking the damn masses. Those are their creation, and that's the reason why they're pushing it on the masses. So yes, you can understand it and believe that it's a natural shit. Listen.
Have some PTSD from the last time that we had that. They told us that we weren't going to see these in 17 years. What happened?
I know. Yeah, well, I'm going to bring you some relief then, because we're not going to have them here in the district. The closest they're going to be is in the southern part of St. Mary's County.
You see that, people? They know the exact county that these things gonna be in. Unbelievable. How they get away with it, people? How they get away with this? These are flying creatures. These shits flies. They come from underground and they fly, people. How you know exactly where they're gonna stay at? Right there where they come from under the ground? This is the dumbest shit in the world, people. And how they target a specific area to come from under the ground, people. What's going on? Wow.
And probably in Northern Virginia, you can pick them up over in Caroline and King George County. This brood that's coming out is called Brood 19.
Brood 19, just like COVID-19, people. Why they playing with you? Wow.
This This is a 13-year cicada. The last time it was out in our region was, I guess, back in 2011. But this is going to be distributed from Maryland all the way down to Mississippi, Alabama.
Wow, they mentioned distribute. Like I said, they control that population. They're the one who make those annoying insects 100% in.
From Maryland all the way down
there you go.
To Mississippi, Alabama, and out to Texas. The other brood we're talking about is a kind of 17-year cicada. That one's called the Northern Illinois brood. And there's only going to be one place in the world that these two broods are coming together potentially, and that's out in central Illinois.
Wow.
So I hate to disappoint,
How did you know that exactly? How did you know the exact type of cicada that coming out in next month or a couple months from now? How do you know? This is a joke right here, people. This is 100% proof that they're the one who control these things. And I mentioned they're there for a reason. They're gonna get more louder and louder. You understand that? Remember they mentioned trillions. It's only a matter of time before they're everywhere. And you can't concentrate, period, with that noise in the background. And I already told you the podcast I did talking about the noise was also about these cicadas that never stop during those spring, summertime. You have to understand this. This is unbelievable that people don't know this while they're reading the forecast on it and tell you when it gonna come, how much of them, what county it gonna be in. This is unbelievable shit. You have to understand something that they put together. This gonna hurt the masses later on. Remember, these are just warm up now to tell you that, hey, get used to them. They're coming around. That's why the news showing it, people. That's why multiple newscasts showing it to make you be aware of it. And plus, it's not foreign to you when you see it. Because later on, it's gonna be worse. It's gonna be everywhere. And like I say, that annoying noise sound like electrical frequency. Yes, that's what you're gonna hear. It's not gonna be comfortable. Yes, another mag, bam. I'm on the run.